Hello and welcome to your practice. Today's class is going to be centered around being gentle with yourself. So to begin, let's lay down on our backs and just start to get settled into a place of stillness. If it's not comfortable for you to lay fully down on your back, you could keep your knees bent and feet planted on the floor to support the natural curve in your spine. Now pull a deep breath in through the nose, filling up the lungs all the way into the belly. And have a deep sigh release to exhale. Let's do that one more time. The deepest breath in through the nose. Holding at the top. Sigh it all out. And one more, just like that. Big breath in. Little pause at the top. Big sigh, exhale. Good. Now, if your knees are not already bent, we're going to bring them into that bent position, feet planted on the floor, moving really, really slow. Just taking your knees from one side to the other in a windshield washer style movement. And keeping that big, beautiful breath flowing. Equal inhales to exhales. And starting to just really tune in with all the sensations in your body. And noticing what you find. And noticing if there's any kind of reaction to what you find, like maybe there's a little bit of a pain in the back, and maybe there's a little bit of a feeling around that. Maybe just tuning into whatever that feeling could be. Good. Extending your legs down now. And take the right heel towards the right corner of your mat, and then cross the left heel over top of the right ankle. Reach the arms up overhead and then take them over towards the right corner of your mat. You can clasp the hands together and press both shoulder blades into the ground. This is Bananasana. A really gentle side body opener. Just fully relaxing into this posture. Notice if there's any points of holding, and if you do find them, see if you can just release them. Just telling your body it's safe to relax, it's safe to release. Good, and let's take the heels over towards the left side of the mat, crossing the right ankle over top of your left ankle, and then the hands can come over towards the left corner of the mat. Resettling the bones. Beautiful. Letting the hands fall down by your sides and bending the right knee in towards the chest. You can extend the left leg long, or if it feels like you need a little bit more space there, you could bend the left knee and plant the left foot into the floor. So here you could move the right knee from right to left really gently along that horizontal plane, and just notice all the places that you might feel a little bit more tension in your hip flexor. And finding those points of tension, you might pause there with the knee and just send the breath, and with the exhale, trying to clear that tension away. Just trying to relax that specific muscle just a little bit more. Good. And now if the left knee is not bent, please bend it. Cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh, and using just the muscles in your right hip, gently press the right knee away. And then this could be a big movement or a small movement, but windshield washer, that whole leg package, side to side. So just moving within the parameters of your own comfort. Again, being very gentle with yourself. Bringing that leg package back through center and start to pull it in towards your chest. You can clasp your hands under your left thigh and just gently pull in. And here, it might feel nice to give yourself a little wiggle side to side again. Maybe just rocking the hips side to side. Sometimes I like to make like a circle with the whole little leg package there. So you're moving in and out of that point of sensation. Good. Releasing the legs down, take the right ankle into the right hand, and if you can reach the foot, even better. You can hang on to the foot. The ankle's fine though, and just pressing the right knee towards the floor. So this is like an inverted lizard or half of a happy baby pose. Again, it might feel nice to give yourself just a little wiggle side to side. And for some of you that are more open in the legs, you might even really like to extend the right leg long and let it fall out to the side. Careful if you have tighter muscles though, that might not feel good for everybody. Good. Now anchoring down the right shoulder, use the left hand to pull the right knee across the body, revolved belly twist. So bringing your gaze over the right thumb and just falling into the twist as far as it feels comfortable. So what I mean is there should be no pinching in your spine or in your hips, no pain. You should easily be able to relax through the abdomen and through the right hip, through the right glute. Releasing onto your back, bring the right leg long onto the floor, pull just the left knee in towards your chest this time. Again, you could bend that right knee to give yourself more space. And a little bit of movement from side to side, really, really slow with the left hip flexor. We just want to tune in and notice if there's more tension being held towards the center or maybe towards the outside of the hip. And if you do find that maybe there is, you'll pause. You'll just send the breath. And see if you can release a little bit of that holding within yourself. Good. And now bending the right knee, if it isn't already, cross the left ankle over top of the right thigh and press away the left knee. Then using just the muscle in the hip, keep that pressure, that knee opening, and you can make the movement big or small, but windshield washer the legs from side to side. And if there's like a greater range of motion on one side compared to the other, it's just good knowledge to have. It's something to be aware of, but try to release any kind of judgment on yourself over any limitations you might have today. And just allowing yourself to be as you are. Meeting yourself there. Just with gratitude. Good. Like bringing the legs back through center and pull that whole leg package in. Clasp your hands underneath the right thigh and you can apply some pressure pulling in. If it feels good to rock a little side to side, you can do that. Sometimes when I'm rocking, I'm trying to seek that massaging type action between my muscles and the floor. And sometimes the rocking is to move in and out of a point of sensation. Releasing the leg package back down. We'll reach for the left ankle and pull the right or the left knee towards the floor, maybe reaching for the foot so it can turn into that half happy baby situation. Again, rocking a little here might feel nice, or even playing with extending that left leg out to the side if the legs are feeling open enough to do that. Good. Now extending the right leg long, use the right hand to pull the left knee over the body as the left shoulder pins down to the floor. It's okay if the shoulder rolls up a little bit, and if you need a little bit more in your twist, you could bring your gaze over the left thumb. Lengthen it out a little bit. But here again, staying fully present with anything that's coming up in the body. Make sure you can relax your forehead, relax your jaw. The breath should be so easy here. Good, and we're just going to roll on to the right side so you can press yourself up to a seat and come right on through onto hands and knees. Tabletop position. Getting the shoulders right over top of the wrists and the hips on the knees. Toes can be tucked under or not, and breathing through a few cycles of cat-cow. So as the belly dips down, take a breath in. And as the spine rounds, breathe out. And move through these postures with your breath and your pace. After a few cycles, it might feel nice to bring any other kind of movement into this that feels like it just wants to be. So circling the ribs or sinking your hips to your heels, absolutely anything that feels like it wants to be there, do that thing. Just giving to yourself. And returning back to a neutral spine, extend the right leg back, flexing your toes, and then drag those toes down towards the left and drop them. Take a look over the left shoulder. And there might be a little bit of bending into the right knee here. You might have a little bit of movement that feels like it wants to come in. So if that's the case for you, yes, move here. And then picking up the right leg, bring it all the way out to the side and drop your toes down. Walk your hands towards the right foot, and we're just going to bend in and out of the right knee a few times. Bowing your heart down to the floor with every exhale, every lengthening. Returning the hands back through center and the right knee back under the right hip. Extend back your left toes and then drag them out to the right, drop them down. A long look over the right shoulder. Any little bending or moving in here that feels like it just wants to come in. Like a nice long side body stretch on the left. And then picking up those left toes, we'll drag them down and out to the side. Walk your hands towards the left foot, and then some bending in and out here. So bending in and out of the left knee, bowing your heart down to the floor. Just a few times. And then returning your hands back through center, returning the left leg right underneath of the left hip. Now keeping the knees right under the hips and the toes tucked under now, start to crawl the hands out into extended puppy dog pose or heart melt pose. Option 1, the forehead can come down and you'll just start to hammock your back, like sinking your heart deeper. If you want to go even deeper, you'll look forward and your chin and your chest will come to the floor. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And start to crawl your hips back over top of your heels, knees together, heels together. Let the forehead melt down and the hands drape by your sides. So closed-legged child's pose. Rounding the spine over top of the thighs. And the potential for a rabbit pose here. So it won't be for everyone, but if you get some really tight traps occasionally, you could try this one, reaching for the heels. And then you're going to drop the forehead down and just roll to the very top of the head. And if you keep hanging onto the heels, you can apply just a little bit more forward momentum and get that stretch into the traps. Releasing that one. And crawling your hands out, coming down to your belly. Extend the right hand up. And the left knee will come up and bend just beside the rib cage. You're going to use the left arm to reach up and then over, letting your head come back to the floor. Letting the left arm kind of just hang out in space, and the left knee keeps you pinned down. So it's kind of like a revolved belly twist again, a little bit deeper. If you wanted to take it even deeper, the right hand could trap down the left knee and you could wiggle your shoulders underneath for a deeper twist. And releasing this one back to your belly. Good. This time the left arm will reach up and the right knee will reach up, and you'll reach the right arm up and roll all the way back, keeping the right knee pinned down. So even I get my rights and lefts so mixed up in this posture. If you want to go deeper, you'll just wiggle the shoulders under and trap down the right knee with your left hand. So again, fully relaxing through the abdomen. Try to make sure there's no holding there. So you can be perfectly at ease, however you're finding yourself. And letting every moment be just what it is, without trying to fix it. And releasing this one, we're going to end up on our back. So for some of you, it might be easier just to roll onto the back and wiggle onto your mat, but finding your way there however you like it. Extending the legs or maybe keeping them bent. And rolling the shoulders underneath of the body. Letting the hands splay out wide, taking up so much space here. And pull in one deep breath through the nose, filling the lungs and the belly all the way. Deep sigh, exhale. Good. And just allowing yourself to hang out in space. I'm going to play you a few tones on my crystal bowls. So letting go of the breath, letting go of the practice completely. And thank you guys so much for your practice today. I hope you can continue being gentle with yourself, whatever you're doing next. And remember that it's always okay to just be how you are. Meet yourself where you're at. You don't have to fix anything. Just be you. Love. Namaste.